Hello students, today we will study about principles of educational administration. Yesterday I have told you about what is educational administration, meaning, definition and concept we discussed in the previous slide. Today we will study about the principles of educational administration. What are those principles on which the whole educational administration depends upon? Coming to the introduction, we all know that educational administration deals with planning, organizing, directing, coordinating and controlling educational institution. This we have already discussed. These principles provide a strong foundation for effective and efficient management of educational institution. So based on the principles that we are going to study, what the principle exactly do? So it provides a strong foundation for effective and efficient management of the whole educational institution. They help in achieving the educational objective and they also maintain discipline, coordination and harmony in the schools. So that is why it is very important that we all should know what are those principles on which the whole administration, educational administration is based on. So coming to those principles, so the very first principle is principle of work division. That means work should be divided according to the ability, skills, experience and interest. Whenever in any institution the work is divided, that should be divided keeping in view the what are the abilities, what are the skill, what are the how much experience an employee have and what are their interest area. Then only efficiency will come out. So work division means how we are going to divide the work and what are the criteria on the basis of which we are going to divide the work. It also ensures the efficiency and specialization. It reduces the workload and conflicts. Whenever we are dividing the work, it will definitely reduce the overall workload and the conflicts that generally arise, when we don't work in a proper and structured way. The work division also helps in achieving the organizational goal in an effective way. So the very first principle is that work should be divided according to the abilities, skills, experience and interest of the employee. Coming to the second principle, it is unity of order. That means every employee should receive instruction from one authority. See what happens in an institution if there are so many authorities and everybody is giving their own instruction, then there can be misunderstanding, there can be situation of conflicts. So authority is one. So every employee should receive instruction only from one authority. That is the principle of unity of order. What it helps, it avoids the confusions and the role ambiguity. It maintains the discipline and efficiency and it also promotes smooth functioning of the whole institution. Like in our family, we have father or we have mother. We have a single authority, who gives instruction or who makes decision for you. Similarly, in any institution, the order, whatever is coming, that should be from one authority, and that is the principle of unity of order. Now coming to the third principle, that is the principle of right and responsibility. Right and responsibility should go together. Authority must be accompanied by responsibility. So whenever any person gets an authority or power or some right, then responsibility is already inherent in that. So any power or authority, it comes with the responsibility. So that is the principle of right and responsibility. So it encourages the accountability and it supports democratic administration. So whenever we are giving any work with right and responsibility, so that will be more democratic administration. So this is the third principle. Now coming to the fourth principle is principle of discipline. Discipline is essential, we all know, for institutional progress. Based on good leadership and mutual respect, it ensures obedience, order, cooperation, and it maintains organizational momentum. You can see how the armed forces work. Without discipline, we cannot, do anything good in an organization. Discipline is based on good leadership and mutual respect. Without discipline, anything cannot be achieved. So, principle of discipline is very much important, whether it is any kind of institution, because it maintains the whole organizational momentum in a proper way, in a uniform way. So there will not be, any kind of problem in the whole system when everyone is working in discipline. Then is principle of stability. Job security and stable service condition are necessary. Reduces anxiety and frustration. So principle of stability means whoever is working in an institution, they must have a security of their job. They should have a stable service condition. Then only whatever they will work. So it will increase their efficiency, and that only will promote their organizational continuity. So definitely if you have a secure job, it will reduce the anxiety and frustration, and it also, the stability increases the efficiency and commitment, and it promote the organizational continuity. So this is the fifth principle. Then is the sixth principle is principle of cooperation. It encourages teamwork among staff and student. Cooperation is very much important when we are talking about any administration, because cooperation leads to a teamwork. It also builds the cordial relationship and harmonious relationship. It creates a positive work environment, and it helps in achieving common goal. So whenever you see any organization in which all the stakeholders, all the teachers, all the students, especially if we take educational administration, if they are working in cooperation with each other, you will find a very positive work environment in that particular institution. So cooperation is very much required if you are even living in your family also. So this is very important. Then is principle of planning. Yesterday also we saw in the components of the educational administration, the first very component was planning. So planning, that means proper planning ensures success. Planning should be logical, scientific, and it should be flexible. It involves participation of all stakeholders, and it also saves time, effort, and resources. So principle of planning is another very important principle of educational administration. Then is principle of motivation. Motivates staff through reward and recognition. See, whenever in any institution, the employee gets reward or they get recognized for their good work, they feel motivated. So it enhances the job satisfaction. It also improves their efficiency and their performance, and it also encourages the goal achievement. So the principle of motivation is very much important. If the employees are motivated properly, they will try to give their level best for the institution, and it also enhances their job satisfaction also. So motivation is very much important for a better result. Then is principle of equality, equal opportunity for teaching and non-teaching staff. So equality means fairness and objectivity should be there in any educational institution. There are several stakeholders in the education system, and if equality is there, everyone has equal opportunity, then only we can say that there is not any kind of discrimination and biasness, and it also promotes justice in administration. So equality reduces any kind of conflicts, biasness, stereotype, prejudice that is there in the system. So without any discrimination in the institution, irrespective of the color, caste, creed, on any ground, everyone should be treated with fairness and objectivity. This is very important. Otherwise, the organization, the employees working there will, feel unwanted unrest. They will be under stress and conflicts. Then is principle of leadership. Effective leadership is very much essential. It requires decision making ability and initiative. See, leadership quality is very much essential because it is only the leader who leads the whole institution. So if the leader is a visionary, if the leader have that decision making ability or they can initiate something, then we will say that this quality is, that is an effective leadership quality. So it encourages the innovation and creativity also, and it will guide the institution towards success also. So a good leader is always one who can lead in a better way. Then we have the 11th principle is principle of coordination of efforts. So definitely it harmonizes the effort of staff, student and community. Avoid duplication of work. It ensures unity of action and it also promotes institutional development. So coordination of efforts means whatever work is given, there is a very good coordination between different stakeholders for that particular work. So there will not be any kind of duplication in work. So whatever is assigned to one person, that one person is responsible for the work and then he will coordinate with other for whatever things required for him. So this is principle of coordination of effort. Then is principle of common interest. Organizational interest should prevail over individual interest. It avoids selfishness and prejudice, work for the welfare of society and nation, and it promotes collective growth. See, this is also very important that if we are working for an institution or for an organization, then we must have some common interest, a common goal, some common results. Then only it can be, it can give a fruitful result. So always organizational interest should be ahead of the individual interest. So we have to avoid the selfishness and prejudice in the system. So common interest should be there. Then is principle of scientific attitude. Decision should be based on facts and logic, avoids biases and outdated traditions, encourages rational thinking, and it promotes the modernization. So definitely having a scientific attitude will help the organization in making any decision depending upon the facts and logics, rational thinking, critical thinking. So definitely whatever decisions are an institution is making, for that good and positive scientific attitude is important. Then is principle of dynamism. Principle of dynamism means administration should be flexible and progressive. See, nothing can be static. Everything keeps on changing. So administration cannot be static. So definitely dynamism is, it have to be flexible and progressive. Adapt to changing social and educational need. It encourages the innovation and it supports continuous improvement also. So principle of dynamism is very much important because everything is changing very fast. So whatever our educational objectives are there, they will also change with the changing circumstances. So definitely principle of dynamism is very important. Then we have the principle of democracy. We all know that democracy have four pillars: equality, liberty, fraternity and justice. So whatever institution is working, they should be based on these democratic values. It encourages participation and shared decision making, respect the dignity of the individual, and it strengthens the democratic value. So whatever an institution is doing, it should be under the guidelines of the constitution and the democracy. Then is principle of decentralization. Principle of decentralization means authority should be shared at different level. So whatever the authority is doing, it should be decentralized, that at every level one has to share the responsibility. It encourages initiative and responsibility. It promotes efficiency and leadership, and it supports the institutional growth. Then 17th is the principle of stability and flexibility. This we have already seen. Balance between stability and adaptability. It ensures continuity and innovation. It helps in handling the challenges, and it maximizes the success. So earlier also we have seen this stability and flexibility. Then is the principle of professional growth of teachers. So focus should be on teachers' development, and especially when we are talking about educational administration. It organizes training, workshop, seminars, enhancing the teaching skills of the teacher, improving quality of education. So by doing all these things, professional growth of teacher is ensured. So this is also very important. Then is principle of priority to individual. So focus on welfare of individual also is very important along with the institution. Respect the individual need and differences, and promote job satisfaction and build a positive institutional climate. Definitely we are working for some common goal, but the priority should also be given at individual level. The welfare of the employee, what is the need of the employee, what are the challenges the employee is facing, that also that institution has to see, and that will promote their job satisfaction. Then is principle of utilization of resources. That means proper use of the human, physical and financial resources, avoid wastage and misuse, ensures optimum utilization and support effective administration. So whatever resources are there, we have to utilize the resources, with very optimum utilization and without any wastage, so that effective administration can be done. Then is the principle of initiation. That means administration should take initiatives. It encourages new activities and program. It guides institution at right direction, and it promotes the progress. Any administration should have the quality of initiation taking ability, that we are initiating this work for the first time, or we are coming up with some kind of innovations, creativity, new kind of something we are doing in the administration or for the education or for the pedagogy. So that is principle of initiation, that you should have that capacity, that you can lead new activities in program. Then is principle of control. It ensures activities are performed as planned, correct deviations, maintain standards and achieve desired goal. See, control is very important. Whatever activities are going on in any institution level, we have to check that. We have to take the feedback, the progress, the remarks, and then only we can achieve the desired objective. So control is very important. We have to correct the deviation, or we have to maintain the standards and the quality according to the norm. For that, a control and a check is very important. Then is principle of communication. Principle of communication is about effective communication, because effective communication leads to a better coordination. So connection between staff, student, parent and community, a good communication between all the stakeholders, it avoids misunderstanding and it strengthens the administration. So better the communication, better will be the coordination. And the last principle is principle of creativity. So, educational administration should encourage creativity and innovation. It should promote new idea, experimentation, original thinking. It should help in improving teaching learning process and institutional development. And administration should avoid conservative, negative, and rigid thinking. So, creativity leads to educational progress and modernization. So, this is the principle of creativity. Any administration should encourage the principle of creativity. So, you can see these 24 are the principles of educational administration. So I have in very detail explained you all the 24 principle. I hope you will understand this concept, and in the upcoming videos we will see different topics related to educational administration. Thank you so much.